drivers and the bays on Instagram. From Compton to Birmingham, New York to Amsterdam, everyone is tapped in with Hood in the morning.
Waking up the masses, it's your baby mama's favorite astrologer.
Like, can I get 5 more minutes?
Scrape that crust off that third eye and tap in with Hood in the morning. From Atlantis to Egypt, you are now tapped in with the realest nigga on the internet, the HoodMystic. The HoodMystic.
You are now tapped in with the HoodMystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the HoodMystic.
You are now tapped in.
Stop the music for a second, man. Hold on, time out. 1, 2, yo, take it out.
For a second,
cut the music, Hammer.
Yo,
Hammer.
hit that shit, money.
Hammer.
What is wrong with you,
Cut
man?
that shit, Hammer.
Crazy
Yo.
is all together now.
Stupid
I'm gonna say peace to the
motherfucker.
kids, peace to every black people out there.
Motherfucking divine.
Peace to all your
Ever
black
since, baby.
people out there.
Peace to the God, what the fuck ever since, yo.
The black man is God and the black woman is the earth and the queen, all right? All right? I said all right? Oh, goddamn right. Then we're gonna do it up like this.
Hold on. Pump up, two, yo, turn up twice or some shit.
Yo, give us a little
One,
sound
two,
check.
sound check,
A
baby.
little, come on, baby, pump it up. Cause we got something
One,
wild
two,
for
yo.
you now. Come on.
Yo, I got
Give
it.
it to me, give it to me. Now.
Yo.
Peace to the family. Before we start this video, I just want to thank everybody for being patient with me as I work through these technical difficulties. I could have did it a whole different way, but I'm doing it this way. But you know, wouldn't nobody know the difference. Just be on the lookout for future videos. I just got to get all of my ducks in a row. However, I just needed to get this information out because I was going to be too busy tomorrow to talk about this. And Monday, Lord knows, you know, we're about to go into a major threshold. And I just wanted to give some planetary alignment and really speak to it as it occurs. And so I'll be referencing Sidereal astrology and we'll be looking at some of these things. But before I get into the astrology, I want to thank Prime Harmonic. I also want to thank Dark Serpent from Serpent Media 0823 for helping me with today's presentation of Chakra Nova. It was like an experience that you imagine it to be good. However, it was live, it had to be experienced, and even though there were some technical difficulties, everything went amazing. Like, it's hard to even explain the process, but you would have to experience it yourself. Hopefully the people who experienced the class can speak to the energy and the power that was generated, and really the purpose of the class, I hope, was really clearly demonstrated. However, we will be going through the same thing all over again tomorrow. And there's approximately 12 more seats left. And there's also a scholarship. So if you want to join the class and you don't got the $23, be sure to email me as soon as possible before these seats fill up. I imagine them not fill up. So if you do want to join the class and you don't got the $23 due to circumstances, please let me know. And I will let your sponsor know that we do have a recipient, and we will go from there. I want to thank the sponsor, who shall remain nameless, for her generosity and, you know, her support and so forth and so on. And beyond that, I'm just fortunate. I'm really into the energy. It's something that I can't really explain to y'all in words. Y'all would just have to feel it yourself. And say, for instance, you're not able to make the class on Sunday. We will be doing the recordings of Sunday's class, because not to say it's going to be a better class than it was yesterday, but we just kind of worked out the kinks, worked out the technical difficulties, and more or less it just probably will be a little different. I can't necessarily rate or compare better or worse, but you just don't want to miss out on this class. The links are in the description. Alchemic Academic. I redesigned that website to make it a little bit more intuitive, meaning that when you go in there, it is what it is. You can buy the recorded or schedule for a live. I have to consult with Prime Harmonic and Dark Serpent for our Sacral Chakra class. So much I can talk about this class, but y'all think I'll be bragging or talking shit, so I'll refrain. If you're interested, Alchemic Academic, or open up conversations with people that are in the chat. I don't know what people are saying about it. I just know my personal experience as I was a teacher, but I was also a student, and I can honestly say that my life has changed, and I'm excited about being a part of it for part 2. And so thank you to Prime Harmonic, thank you to Dark Serpent for all that you guys do. I just want to let you guys know that you are appreciated. You guys have value beyond your realization. So I just want the family to uplift. Cash Bomb Prime Harmonic, Cash Bomb Dark Serpent. Be sure to put your cash apps in the description. Wherever the case may be. I just feel as though the work that you guys put in, as far as like Dark Serpent, he really edited the workbook, helped me frame it, helped me realize it. We're gonna co-author the second workbook, and so the workbook within itself is now for sale, paperback, but that'll be in the description as well. I'm getting those shipped in. So to all the people who are interested in things that I got going on, please go to columbianexchange.com. That is for products. If you want to sign up for classes, alchemicacademic.com. And from there, man, if you want to just talk, say, hey, what's up? You can email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. If you want another way to kind of look at all of my archives and things like that, hoodmystic.com. Now that the business is never done. One of my main money makers in passive income. So we'll be talking about passive income as well, residual income, all of that good stuff as well. But one of the main things that, I'm so fortunate is my wife's company, Alter Creations, Goddess Womb, and Goddess Throne and Herbs, and what she's been able to do, the lives she's been able to change, the products that she creates are like one of a kind. And I'm just a recipient of the natural goodness and the holistic products that's made from hand. A lot of these products are made from spirit. If you have a particular situation and she can't help you, she knows other people who can help you. Built a network of powerful people, and I'm grateful and fortunate to be a part of that. And if you are interested in womb steams and altar supplies, please, because in real life it goes crazy, but in the internet, I'm just making y'all aware is one way or another. But as far as like money and things of that nature, my wife really got it going on as far as like her business and things like that. And I'm really just trying to catch up to her. Like, I'm real good on the internet, but my wife is real good in real life. So I haven't been on the internet as much because I've been kind of working on altercreations.net. So join the movement. Of course, I got a lot of different things going on, but what I really got a lot of going on is a lot of partnerships. So when we reference partnerships, we reference in spiritual family. Now, a lot of these situations are new. A lot of these situations are uncomfortable. A lot of these situations are going to come out of nowhere. But the goal is to understand yourself at a spiritual level so you can not be so surprised as things begin to happen for you in a positive way. We have referenced spirituality in a space where we used it as a source for healing, as a source of repairing, as a source of fixing, and things of that nature. Now we are in a modality where we are healed and we are fixed and we are repaired. And what that looks like now is the easiest way for me to explain it is a superhero. One of the hero words would be Hercules and things of that nature. So Hercules and things of that nature, or Haru. So what we are referencing in this particular conversation, we're going to be referencing planetary alignment. What does planetary alignment look like? We'll show you in today's Sidereal Astrology. What does that planetary alignment look like for soul beings, and why this coming psyop is going to be a bonanza, because there's so much spiritual energy at play, and this will be the last frontier of you being able to see beyond the psyops. I'll have my keyboard ready, and I will not be emotionally charged by what is shown to me on my screens. I think we should affirm that. If you don't have a pen and paper, you should write that down. I will not be emotionally affected by what I see on my screen. I will be emotionally affected by what? My inner work, okay? This is very important as we go through a new moon in Cancer. We talked about so much information in the class, and a lot of that corresponds. However, I will not be talking about it here. It's very important that you join the class, alchemicacademic.com. Because it's just not, I don't have enough energy to reiterate the things that were discussed in the class. But when it comes to activating and realizing what's happening in this day of time, you will understand that this class was where it's at. But I'll give it about a month, and testimonials and things of that nature from the class, and you'll be buying the recording. So one way or another, you're going to get this class. You're going to tap in, and not just this class, you're going to sign up for the next class and the class after that, because what we are doing is spiritual energy technology, and we're manifesting it internally. So instead of playing esoteric games with you, instead of playing race wars with you, instead of playing, black is better than white, why is white people oppressing us? Instead of playing that game with people, I'm going to step outside of that box and look at this thing holistically, spiritually, so forth and so on. So what we have is a planetary alignment in Sidereal Astrology. So I'm going to bring out my trusty pointer here, and we're going to point out some alignments. So we have the moon in Cancer. The moon is exalted in Cancer. We have Mercury in Gemini. You can't see the Gemini, but trust me, that's Gemini. Take my word on it. Venus, don't take my word on it. Look at the sky.org and reference this if you need a different type of reference. So Mercury in Gemini. We have Venus in Taurus, and we also have Saturn in Capricorn. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius. Now, all of these planets are exalted. So instead of me saying that and you not know what I'm talking about, that's the same way as you going to your high school or your sweet spot or your home, the place that you're most comfortable at, where you can really be yourself, people who know you for you. You done travel all over the world, all over the galaxy, and now you home. Roscoe home, Junebug home, Tamisha home, little Toon home, and Mama home. And now Mama home, you know how Mama get when Mama is at home. What is Cancer? Cancer represents the home, and the moon represents the mother. So when the mother is at home, it's a particular vibration shift, right? Whether good or bad. So I'm going to run through these planetary alignments once more so we can get a little bit more clarification and you can understand these things esoterically. So the moon being in Cancer, see, I told you it was in Gemini. You can trust me a little bit. So give me 1 second, because I need to see what these comments is talking about. How is everybody feeling in the chat? You know, I see you. But I'll be having to get this information off, because it's always something going on, for real. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's like, you know, it's like I feel cosmically in alignment to do a lot of work now, because Mr. Prime Harmonic, he has helped me with some new vocabulary, things such as sea legs and things such as radio silence. So as much as you see me and as much as you hear me, you will experience that absence of that, because we are dealing with Cancer energy in its truest form in the concept of birth. So we have reached that threshold of any day now. So me being present, but also at the same time that caveat, meaning that I can check out at any given time, and you might not hear from me a while because that's how it usually gets when it's about this time. However, Mercury is in Gemini, referencing the inner child, which represents the magician in some circles. So when you reference Mercury and Gemini, you have to understand that it's not going to just simply happen to you. However, if you make it happen in the realm of your skills, talents, and abilities, you can get some things popping. The difference is, right? What's the difference between what I'm talking? I've been feeling like that, Hood. I've been feeling like that. I've been feeling like that. Well, was it the action that began to support you getting out there and making something happen? Because Mercury is not Mercury and Roman, a nigga walking around with some wings on his foot. That's not what Mercury is. The same way the best rapper is not Eminem, right? There's no way possible. There's just some, not even to diss Eminem, but the best rapper generally is somebody who created it, right? Because you, even if you perfect something or make something better, you can't disrespect the person that created it. So when you reference this particular energy of Mercury and the winged messenger and things of that nature, you missing a point because the etymology is mercs and merchant and market and getting yourself out there. And it's really important because you do it anyway. If you say you wake up and you go to work, then you're in the marketplace. But the idea then is to do something that you love, i.e. the inner child. This is really, really important. So a lot of these things that I'm talking about is going to be centered in passive income and residual income, because a lot of people talk about astrology and they reference things that they read online, and that's perfectly fine. But generally, when you're an astrologer, it's very important for you to understand what this saying in detail, in conversation and in words, not in particular theories and definitions and regurgitations. And as any astrologer, you have to begin there, right? You begin with regurgitation. And I don't necessarily know if you even transform into realizing that you are a real mathematician and you have to come with real live codes. But that's beyond the point. What I'm saying is that I'm here to crack the code. I'm here to talk about Sidereal astrology. So before we go on, let's shout out to all the celebrities that's here watching the video. They can't say they're watching the video because they can't blow their cover. Shout out to you. Even the people watching this post live, shout out to you. Y'all know that Sidereal astrology is where it's at. So here we go. The moon in Cancer. So when you look at Cancer energy, it's tied into the Chariot and it's also tied into the moon. So where the Chariot is movement, and the moon card is referencing thresholds. So if you have any lack or any fear or any doubt of you getting into the marketplace, or you building residual income and passive income and multiple income streams based on your talent, abilities, and networks, then you lost. Like if you on this live right now, then you are connected to a person that's into multiple streams of income. So that's a network right there. If you, I'm a piece that you can have within your network. So you don't say, well, I don't got nobody, I don't got a network. Well, you got me. You know what I'm saying? It's not a point. We'll get to the crux of it. Of course I can offer, but you gonna have to offer as well. It's got to be an equal exchange, but that's probably gonna be the last thing I talk about. So we'll table that. Venus in Taurus. Venus in Taurus is the divine feminine, the overall beauty of life. And once we understand that you're not supposed to be out here crusty, and when you're supposed to take care of yourself, you're supposed to look as best as you possibly can, especially now. And it's not to say that you got to spend a lot of money on clothes. It's saying that you got to really take really good care of your skin, of your body, watch the things that you eat, be in alignment with the moon, be in alignment with the goddess. And the goddess is in the observer, but it's also within the experience. So it's a lot of self-love and physical attention that's being taken place. And this is going to help you in residual income. You're not going to be really laughing and wanting to talk to people and meet people if your teeth is fucked up, or if you're out of shape, or, if you're not really confident in, talking to people. When you talk to people, you just sound dumb, or you shudder and things of that nature. The reality is that you have to really focus in on how you look and how you feel. Because if you feel like $1 million, you will begin to receive that. And not to say that you have to spend a lot of money, but you can take care of your hair, fellas. You can comb that beard out, get all of the, I was about to say something crazy, but I'm in a good mood today. Prime harmonics meditation really leveled me out in a specific way, where I was about to say something real ratchet and spirit just stopped me dead in my tracks. Like, not today. We just came off that prime harmonic meditation. Ain't no way you about to be slipping up like that. So Saturn in Capricorn. So this is the gift of the unique purpose. Another indication that passive income and residual income is the way. Being wealthy without a middleman. Okay, this is really, really, really important. Like, it's really, really, really important that you begin to figure out how to monetize your gifts, figure out your talents and abilities. I know a lot of y'all can, cook up a mean batch of French fries. That to me is an opportunity for monetization, because if you tell me you got some particular fries and they hitting on something, I might come see where you at. And that's just an example, but these things go into plethora. I can go on and on and on about the ways you can tap in and make money. However, my content is going to be really centered, at least during this month, is the actual theme for this month is going to be wealth with no middlemen. So we're going to get wealthy with no multi-level marketing. We're going to get wealthy with no job, no corporation. We're going to get wealthy without filling out no applications. We're going to get wealthy without filling out no paperwork, no forms. I mean, all you would have to do is have an internet connection, a talent, or an ability, and I can help you get money with no cost to me. It's just about giving you the game. Okay, so the theme for this month, when I do get on these lives, is going to be how to become wealthy with no middleman. And I figured it out, but of course I've been doing the work with my magic squares. Hope y'all tapped in. It's not even close to the 72 days, and I'm telling you, it just gets more and more intense. Everybody that has referenced the magic squares has referenced an abundance of prosperity, and I guess it's just, a disease that's catching, because everybody, everywhere I turn, they talking about how they manifest hundreds and thousands of dollars and things of that nature. Perfectly fine. I'm talking about a system for which, if you're not manifesting hundreds of $1,000s, $10,000, you don't got a business, you don't got an LLC, but you need to make money today. How can you monetize yourself today, begin to make money today, and be wealthy with no middleman? But let's finish. Jupiter and Sagittarius. Jupiter and Sagittarius is actually setting it off. All of these planets going in retrograde is setting it off. Pluto, let's do the etymology of Pluto. Plutocracy. Plutocracy is a circle of wealthy motherfuckers getting shit popping. This is who we were in past lives. This is who we are now. Let's not get it misunderstood. However, we must be present. We can't be in the past. We can only be present. However, we can be intuitive. And intuitive is the activation of your hippocampus. But when you spaz into a little cosmic energy, cosmic memory into your hippocampus, and you have the commitment to be present, intuitive, and not being subjugated, right? Because Jupiter in Sagittarius is this idea of a ruler. However, when it's retrograde, that ruler is on top of you. Pluto going direct is a group of bunch of rich people outside of you. It going retrograde is understanding that wealthiness and that small group of rich people is within you. Saturn in retrograde is a prison guard. Saturn going direct is a prison guard. Saturn going in retrograde is actually letting your ass free. Okay, give us free. So what I'm referencing is that after a time of loss, major restriction, heavy volatility, transformation, upheavals, we are now entering into a time of settled momentum. However, this momentum, if only looked at a human perspective, would be limited. However, if you are able to remember your cosmic legacy through your ancestry, through the meditation and the clarity that flows through your blood, because your blood is a remnant of the ancestry that you come from for billions upon trillions of years that nobody can begin to lie to you about. But let me tell you, they will lie to you at every turn. You probably wouldn't crack open a book without them lying to you about your ancestors. However, when you meditate and clear out all of the impurities and have a clear frame of mind in reference to your blood, there's nothing that can pull you away from this cosmic intelligence. So when you reference this energy, you are referencing energy. I'm referencing a nakshatra. The moon being in this nakshatra being the Pushaya nakshatra. The Pushaya nakshatra is a nurturing, nourishing, and caregiving nakshatra. But we have to look at this from a cosmic intelligence point of view. Or else y'all be out here looking for sugar mamas and sugar daddies. Am I lying? Hood said it was cancer season, so you must be my sugar daddy. I'm trying to manifest a sugar daddy, Hood. However, and if a person is talking to you about how much he have a bag and how big his bag is, how much money he got, this is a sidetrack digression, but I'll get back on track. And he ain't telling you how to build multi-level, ways to do it for yourself and things of that nature, then just stop listening to him, because you hearing how he manifesting and how he doing this and how he doing that, and you don't have a platform or a way of teaching you how to do that without charging you up the ass. I'm trying to do YouTube videos. I'm trying to do a Slack. I'm trying to do a podcast. I'm trying to interview people. So let me digress. Let me go further off the track. If you know a passive income guru, a residual income guru, and y'all friends, email me so I can interview him for the family, because this is the information that we need to have. A lot of y'all want to know about the latest and hottest spells and things of that nature. And y'all want to follow tooth and nail. Okay, you said I got to clench my right butt cheek as I stand on my left foot. Okay, pinch my ears tight. Okay, now I gotta twist my earlobe counterclockwise. Okay, now I gotta do the Harlem Shake. Okay, now I should be able to manifest that man. Hold on, damn, I ain't like the blue candle. Shit. And Family Dollar closed. Damn, Corona. Shit closed at 6. It's 8. You can't get the blue candle. It's spell over. No money for you, right? So what I need to talk to is people who actually have a system, because I'm in a receptive mode. I'm in the feminine mode. I'm in the Cancer mode. I'm ready to receive. Okay. Email me. Okay. Email me, because we need to begin to discuss this type of stuff. And I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm saying I'm ready to receive. If you know somebody doing real estate, if you know somebody doing anything, man, email me so we can interview him, so we can get the information out. I'm ready to listen all month. Okay. Wealth with no middleman. I want to know how I can get into real estate right now. You know what them spells they be giving out. Make sure you clench your right butt cheek. Spin around 3 times. Damn, I forgot the pink candle. Shit. Did all that butt clenching for nothing. Look. Oh, goodness gracious. So, we referencing the teachers, right? You got to be, if you going to be listening to a teacher, they got to give you direct information. You got to see, okay, I'm going to sign up for your class, but what's your purpose? And they'll be like, oh, I'm going to teach you ghetto magic. How to freak black and milds for prosperity. That was a bad joke. But anyways, I want to learn something that can help me, something that I don't know, and that's the vibes. Business gurus, okay? Wealth with no middleman. This is the market. This is Mercury. Advisors, counselors. This is what I'm just talking about. And everything that I just said, as far as like interviewing somebody and wanting to talk to somebody, I didn't even read the sentence all the way. But everything that I just said in reference to interviewing people, this is what I'm talking about. But this is the energy that I hope to carry the whole month. Because as I'm ready to receive and ready to learn, I'm ready to also apply the things that I'm learning. But be able to tell me it in a way for which I can apply it. Now, if you tell me I got to stand on my head and pay you $1,500 for the B-level classes and things of that nature, man, I'm passing on all of that. Okay? Marriage trauma and third party seduces spouse. So we going to reference entanglements, but I want to reference a different perspective on entanglements, because if you have entanglements and you in it as entanglements, then you dealing with real love. And on the other side is just moral obligation. So don't let society trick you into thinking that you in an entanglement when you really in a true love situation. But you do have this moral obligation to be a good dude, good father, good mother, and things of that nature. And I'm not saying don't do that. But then don't say that you in an entanglement. The reality is that real love is taking place, spiritual love, and not moral love. So the reality is that when you find a purpose and you activate your spiritual energy and your partner is not, you are going to have an imbalance in the home, because mama is home. And when mama is home, you can't be smoking in the house. Get your feet off the table. Don't be drinking out the orange juice. You know you're going to have to stand in line. So that's more a reference to your spiritual energy. And when this so the only thing that's out of place is the sun in Cancer, right? The sun being in Cancer is, a fish out of water, and just being not able to navigate in the normal way that you would normally navigate. So this is why you have to learn new ways to survive, and then deal with cosmic intelligence of being present and, tapping into what you need to tap in. Join the class, okay? So let's go back. Because Cancer is a crab, right? But the crab is a representation for Hydra. So when people get geeked off on the Cancer energy, you geeked off the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to be geeked off the tip of the iceberg, but we ain't here in spiritual modalities and spiritual realizations to get geeked off the iceberg. I want to know the deeper concepts and the deeper esoteric concepts behind these actual astrological configurations, so I know what the hell I'm talking about, so it make more sense to me, right? And so when you hear the mythology, and then you have to connect it to the body and things of that nature, so I can understand more complex understandings, not with just astrology, but with myself, right? So when you see Cancer, you also seeing an energy that is veiling Hydra, because Cancer is somewhat synonymous with the ocean, and this is just the deeper subconscious part of the ocean, right? And so I know I sound esoteric and abstract, and I hate myself for it, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more direct. And I don't literally hate myself. I know people will be like, oh, don't hate yourself. Please don't hate yourself. But at the root of all hate is love. So before I hated myself, I love myself. So what we are referencing now is a serpentine water monster called Hydra. Now that would throw anybody off. And that more esoteric understanding of Hydra is the dweller on the threshold, or the dweller on the threshold, however you want to say it. I just prefer to say dweller on the threshold. Dweller on the threshold. It helps me remember it a little bit better, okay? And so the dweller on the threshold is you understanding your spiritual reality, or you having some glimpse of your spirituality, whether in the dream world, in your vision, in your action. A lot of us got great ideas and things of that nature. They just haven't fully manifested yet. And the reality is that there's something blocking you from your greatest greatness. And don't worry, when you cut off one head, two more heads grow. So don't ever be feeling bad that you haven't manifest your greatest greatness yet, because that's ever evolving in every moment. Shout out to all the celebrities watching. Don't be mad that they took your jobs away. Okay? Maybe you'll stop stealing my content and flipping it for your audience and not giving me my residuals, and then maybe they'll give you your job back and you would tell them that I'm your source. But let's continue, because I be getting sidetracked and things of that nature, and y'all gotta forgive me. But this serpentine water monster, shout out to Justin Bieber too. Hope everything is doing well for you and the family. Me and my family are doing great. The serpentine water monster, thanks for asking. The serpentine water monster is not a serpentine water monster. It is referencing Yoida, Pingala, and Shumshumi. I know that last word is messed up, but I didn't write that down in my notes because it wasn't that super important. But what we're referencing is a subtle system. Okay, a subtle system of energy. Okay. And this subtle system of energy is the most potent thing in the universe. And where y'all messed up at was thinking that, and I'm talking to the celebrities now, I be talking to my soul family, because y'all show up in the chat, y'all be like, what's up, peace. But then it's these weird bots and these weird celebrities that be peeping and taking notes and then remixing it for they audience. So y'all messed up when y'all thought that these contracts and these money and these girls and these drugs and these tours was going to save you. Okay? You are gods. Okay? And so when you think that money is going to bring your godliness out, it only shrinks your godliness. Because as much as you want to convey that you spiritual and you into Oshun and you into Oya, you only speak it in veiled monotone understandings, and you couldn't break that thing down if you was paid to. You only believe what you were told. So in order to break free of the chains, and now's an opportunity for you to break into your chains. A lot of y'all celebrities got a lot of resources. A lot of y'all got money. A lot of y'all got influences. A lot of y'all got power. A lot of y'all got networking and all of the good things that all of us wish that we had. But y'all still acquiescing to these archons and overlords that are administrating over your intellectual property. So y'all could benefit from these actual months of podcasts, videos, blog articles, social media posts, you name it, because y'all thought that y'all had it figured out with these contracts. And now when they revoke your contracts or just say, all right, we shutting down Hollywood, all right, we shutting down the studios, you can't go on tour and perform your songs in front of thousands of people no more. You can't do it no more. You can only go on Instagram and do quasi battles and things of that nature. But for the most part, your career and your lifestyle is over with. So what do? They haven't taken anything away from you. If anything, it's very time for you to realize that the past, your tendencies, your negative beliefs, and your selfish desires has been, will be, and is the problem. When you don't realize that there is a spiritual, subtle system that's more centered in your energy and more centered in your actual actions, not centered in your external response, but in your internal work, you are able to understand these subtle bodies much more easier. However, the subtle bodies are ascending and descending at equal measure. So it's not about who's on the Forbes list this year, Jay-Z. Over. It's not about that. It's about being able to let some shit go and help other people realize their dreams, and teaching them to do the same thing as you did, and creating a system and its funnel of giving, as opposed to letting everybody know that you got it. It's a real difference. And as we move into the Aquarian age, these types of concepts and ideas are really going to help you versus these ideas that are going to really hold you back. So when they reference Hydra, there's real distinct in her having 9 heads. And those 9 heads represent 9 blocks to the dweller on the threshold. And beyond these 9 blocks, you will be in the space of godhood. Now, pen and paper is very useful in this particular moment, because I'm going to lay out the 9 heads of Hydra, and you, Heru, or Heru-S, are here to cut the head down, and me, I'll bring the fire and shut the head down and make sure that you have safe passage into whatever threshold and whatever reality that you want to manifest. But first, we have to get rid of these 9 heads. That first head, pride. I'm this, I'm that. This is mental. And pride comes before the fall. Emotionally, fear. Fear and pride work together so well because it is your fear that allows you to puff your chest up as you walk through the world so you don't get hurt, so you are not in particular vulnerable situations. And then sex is how we are unhealthy as melanated beings. Now, what I like to be is a person within the community, a person that people know. So in me being that person, I haven't been the person that has accepted sexual requests. Not because I didn't want to, because I'm doing spiritual work. And in order for me to get to the places that I want to, I couldn't have been sidetracked by y'all booties. Okay. I'm not going to be sidetracked by booty at this particular point, because that head does not affect me. Cruelty. Pride and cruelty work hand in hand, because when you're a prideful individual, you look down on other people as being less than you, and this is a survival tactic. But as you being prideful and cruel, you will never make it past the threshold. And this is a mental condition. Emotionally, hate is a bodily response to energy that you fear, right? You don't have hate without fear. And these are emotional conditions. And we could look at other people suffer from these conditions, or we can do our inner work and not even worry about what other people are doing. Because when we worry about other people, we fall into the 6th head, which is the money head. Oh yes, money can't come with you on this journey. I know what people thought. I was supposed to have all of this money first, and then I get back to you. But it's not necessarily about money when you're on the spiritual journey. And that's a hard concept to wrap your head around, even though I just referenced wealth without a middleman. But these systems that I'm referencing are no doubt wealthy habits and wealthy things that you could begin to do to manifest your reality. Now, will you manifest money on the first day or, instantly? Not if don't nobody buy your shit. You know what I'm saying? So being wealthy is ultimately developing a state of mind to get you in a place of commerce, get you in a place of the market and selling things. But you ain't going to be able to sell shit if you don't buy shit, fam. So I don't know how that's going to work, because all of our supplies and everything that we sold, we had to buy first. So, I mean, money, you should already have a level of money and things of that nature. And if you don't worry, because it's not a necessary component in the spiritual journey. I don't care how many times Beyonce reference Oshun and Yemiya, that ain't going to be the thing that gets you through. It's easier for a needle to get found in a haystack than it is for a rich man to get in heaven. And when Jesus said that back in 2000 in BC, y'all thought he was crazy. Now it's 2020. Now y'all understand what he meant. You got Kylie Jenner crip walking on your ass like it's different. You know, it's real different. You know, you thinking that this fame and success was going to save you. Because that created a separation. Now we at head number 7. And these are blocks to the spiritual journey. And I know a lot of people thinking, well, I'm all about my money. And I'm all about this sex. I'm having sex every night. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you that these are blocks, fam. And if you watching porn, these are blocks. And this is not something that I would say that I don't have trouble with. These are things that definitely hold me back from my spiritual journey. That's why I'm here to talk about them in a space that you can understand Hydra and the esoteric concepts, as opposed to you just hearing things like the new moon is in Cancer. Time to read the internet and see what it has to say. Ambition. This is a big one because everybody's ambitious. And your ambition, your job, your work, your career, all of the things you working for, taking you off your spiritual path and physical comfort. A lot of people pay way too much money for rent to begin to concentrate on anything spiritual. You gotta know, when people have financial stresses and they live in financial stress and mire, none of these spiritual concepts are even gonna help them, right? What begins to help people is when they down and out and they figure out something that lifts them up. And generally that's outside of comfort. Generally that's outside of ambition. And when you find that separation between you and yourself, you know that you are in trouble. However, when you are in the concept of understanding that you are connected to yourself, you are in a whole different ball game. But you have to just kind of understand this threshold that you have to cross in order to get to these places. It's just because a person is talking about money and talking about it's a new moon in Cancer and this, that, and the third, and you full of fear, and you out here chasing a nut, and you out here doing anything for money, and you out here hating people that you don't even know, and you out here being cruel to people that you don't even know, and you out here separated from your soul family mentally. You can't even understand the concept of a soul connection because you so spiritually disconnected. It's going to be real hard for you to reach this next level. It's going to be real hard for you to cross the threshold. So we talked about Hercules. Hercules is just a symbol and a concept. Hydra is just a symbol and a concept for negativity and how it must be destroyed for you to get to your God self. Here you have Hercules suckling Uni, and this is so the Pushya Nakshatra is a cow udder, and this cow udder is the cosmic intelligence and the wisdom to know that whatever you face with, you will come up with a solution to defeat all of your obstacles. But this is another way of saying rebirth, because just like a baby, he is suckling from the great mother. And instead of it being a mommy, like my mommy, I'm suckling my mommy's breast, it becomes something cosmic. So as human being adults, our rebirth is then something of us becoming a child and our mother becoming something cosmic. Hopefully that makes sense. So finally, we have the actual tarot cards that I wanted to discuss in reference to this. And I was looking at it. I've been looking at the Two of Cups, trying to catch a read on it, trying to catch a vibe on it. And for me, instead of like relationship, love, and am I going to find a man type of love, I kind of viewed it as a personal relationship with source, with yourself, with your body, and ultimately with this deeper connection of spiritual energy and what it might present. And instead of planning what I want, planning what I need, I'm going to just look at it from a deeper level. So I'm going to just go through these points on these tarot cards, and that'll be that. So marriage. Marriage could be the alchemical marriage where your left and your right hemispheres become one. So this begins to be the Pingala, Ida, and the Shimshumi. And this could also be the 9 heads of Hydra. But this is all a meditative process. So when you actually defeat your pride, so any type of pride that you have, you should replace that with humility. Any type of fear that you have, you should replace that with courage. Any type of sexual feelings that you have for a person that you don't even know, and swear to God that it's a spiritual relationship, you might as well just be nice and friendly and open up a conversation. And I don't care if there's nothing that you could do to make me want to have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and not to say I'm a prude or nothing like that, but I rather experience love. And generally, when you fuck, you get fucked. So you should replace that cruelty with kindness and gentleness and sweetness. Of course, replace that hate with love. Of course, replace that money with wealth, right? That's an upgrade. Chasing money and then now doing wealthy things. Change that separation to connection. Change that ambition to purpose, and change that comfort that you're seeking into presence. And all of these things is challenging. And a lot of people say, I'm not ready for that. Then just say you're not ready for the spiritual journey. I'm not going to be mad. But when you activate this Kundalini energy, what you are referencing is you are referencing a cosmic love pattern. Okay? One of the things Prime discussed, we're not going to talk about much of what Prime discussed, but he discussed a descending circular pattern around the spines. So that circular pattern around the spine is just the same thing as this, family. Dang. I'm going to go back. This right here. So the Ida Nadi and the Pingala and the Shimshumi, and really just understanding your subtle body and that spiral of DNA energy that goes up and down your central nervous system might be the highest form of love in the known universe. So if you just now getting into that relationship or vibe, we reference in the beginning of a harmonious relationship. And we talking about a perfect match. Your masculine and feminine hemispheres of your brain is your perfect match. Don't be telling me about, I just met this dude and I swear Spirit sent me. Spirit sent him to me. Spirit ain't sent you that nigga, sis. I don't care. Spirit ain't sent you that lady, nigga. If you got inner work that needs to be done, Spirit ain't sent you nobody. You just about to fall off the deep end like you normally do and get the same results. So the love that I'm talking about is a different kind of love. Spirit did not send you that nigga. Stop fooling yourself. Close friendships and partnerships. You see what this say? Close friendships and partnerships. This do not say close entanglements, close situationships, close fuckfests, none of that. He's carrying her out the water. Now these cards can get very graphic, very obscene, but this is mild in this deck. And if you want a reading with this deck, you have to join the Patreon for $5 a month. I do monthly moon sign readings. Link is in the description at the very bottom. But he's carrying her out the water. This is a friendship. This is a partnership. He's not trying to slide it in underwater, though. He trying to really help her ass. And when you trying to help somebody and you trying to slide it in, you a real creep for that. But people do that. Help you and then try to get something in return. So we gonna establish friendships and partnerships through action. But you have to develop this inner relationship first to even begin to attract this. Because as much as you watch porn and be mad when niggas show you they D in your inbox, don't think that shit don't come from nowhere. And as much as you watch porn and you ain't getting no action in real life, your subconscious is already thinking, well, shit, he already hitting all the baddest chicks. He going 2 and 3, 4 times a night. Ain't no real reason for me to manifest a real girl for his ass. We got that shit covered. So, your biggest problem, sex. That's your biggest problem. So, able to access universal love and meditation. What we established this afternoon, was universal love. I felt like I was gonna cry. I felt like I've been in jail more times than I like to admit. But the first time I was in jail was in juvie. And I didn't know how long I was gonna do. I stayed in that joint for 2 years, and juvie in Ohio is hell. It's just you in a room and nothing. They don't give you a book, nothing. You just in there. And so when I get out, the world was just like beautiful. I did 2 days. It felt like two millennia. It just felt forever. And so that's how I felt today when I walked outside from Prime's meditation. To me, the inner love of uniting your energy. Of course, you will get caught up thinking it's about manifesting somebody and being in a relationship with somebody without getting your internals in order. I don't care who she is. I don't care who he is. If you don't get this together, you don't love nobody. How you gonna love somebody and you don't love yourself? Through the universal love of source. Trust me, if you don't love your creator, if you don't love your source, you is not gonna love that nigga that you with. You is not gonna love that woman that you with. It's just not gonna work. And it's always gonna feel like a disconnect. I guarantee you. A love that is both special and equal. We are able to both express and receive love in equal measure. I said this was the thing that I was going to end with. So when we express and receive love, you got to know your inner intention. So if it is a fuck session for the night, then say that. 10 times out of 10, you ain't going to get the response that you want, but that's a credit to you. You shouldn't be coming at people like that wanting to get inside them and you don't know them. You can have a full-fledged demon inside of their family and ruin your whole life. You don't know what's going on with these women. And you just thinking that it's cool to just stick your D in them because you horny. That's not the way that I can particularly teach in the reference of love. But that's what I receive in the form of guidance. Well, how can I find somebody that I could, fornicate with? I don't really know. And not to say that I've been there and I know the ins and out of that shit. And I done seen it from all ways and all different angles, and if you do it like this and all of that shit, polygamy and all of that. Hey, look, the only thing worked is if you love yourself. And I thought I knew the meaning of loving myself until today. Okay? And now looking at this picture, I'm seeing it for the first time. As many times as I looked at this card, it was just an abstract, fish, lotus, whatever. But now I see it for what it is. It is the mother Hydra, and it is that self-love, that cosmic love. And that equal measure is not you going 50-50 on the rent. It's your masculine and feminine energy being united. It's your right and left brain being united, being in hemisync. We had talked about the Gateway Project. They put out a 40-page article on all of this stuff that I'll be referencing, astral projection, so forth and so on, lucid dreaming, astro thoughts, coming to take your draws in the astral world. All of this stuff that I've been talking about, they've been talking about in the CIA. And now I'm at a particular point that I know what I be talking about, but I'm just happy that y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that y'all can have a particular foundational source that we don't have to be in no type of, well, is this type of stuff real? I promise you, we was going through that guided meditation. I was going outside of my body, having to come back in. I wasn't asleep. I was fully aware and awakened, but I was falling outside of my body. I was flying. I ain't about to go into all of that right now, man. I just appreciate y'all here with me. And with all of that being said, be sure to fill up the seats tomorrow. As if your life depended on it, because it low-key do. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna say like, oh, you need to sign up for the class. You need to sign up for the class. If I ain't really mean it, you know. And as irritating, as aggravating as I know I sound, as I know I'm repeating myself, I have to, man. I have to, because the information and the services is just that valuable that is no way that we could give it for free. That would be that just wouldn't make sense to give away all of the things that we gave away for free. And let me hop off of this live because I got to email all the recordings. I got everything uploaded. I got everything organized. All I got to do is hit send. So what I'm going to do is organize the email and hit send. So all of the students that was in the class today, within the next 15 minutes, you will be getting all of your documents. I appreciate your patience, and I'm excited for everybody that's going to join us tomorrow. Thanks for everybody listening to this video. As I said earlier, my content, when I get on behind this mic, I'm going to be sure to discuss how to be wealthy without middlemen. We're going to discuss advertising, promotion, marketing, branding, all of the things that I've been learning about over the past 2 years that I kind of can just share at this particular point. And those who are ready to step it up in the realms of business, it is time. Okay. What you think is a niche? What do you think is weird? The world is ready for. So the more organized you could be in your spiritual business, the better you could be in manifesting and living in a prosperous existence. So with all this being said, I know I think I want to go to sleep, but I'm not tired, because that is one of the side effects of Kundalini. You are excited and excitable. So I think I'm going to go outside, maybe take a walk. I don't know. I got to figure something out. So peace to y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I will see y'all on the flip side. All the class students, I will see y'all tomorrow. Shout out to you, Prime. Shout out to you, Dark Serpent, November Mage. Appreciate your participation and your good vibrations. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.